So this exhibition here at Musée Maillol, a dialogue between Maillol-Lupertz and Maillol, is your baby.
Yeah, basically I did it from scratch because I like this type of exhibition. We had, some years ago, we had an exhibition in the Musée de la Vie Romantique, which was totally different start for a show, because it was a studio and it was not a famous artist, at least not for Germans. I don't remember who the artist was. You know,
anyway,
museum,
let's speak about this one.
So I did another show near Paris, which is in Orléans, of Lupertz, and I figured it's a very good thing to do shows where you have a way to get my ideas into the public. You know, if I have a show in the Pompidou, it's the idea of Pompidou, you know. I mean, there's a curator, and then there's an artist, and it's an average view of what the artist is producing, and I can do a specific view. And this is what the show is about, a specific view on what Maillol-Lupertz is doing. And
what is he doing?
What he's doing is to try to find a way to paint a traditional painting today.
Traditional?
Traditional painting today. Traditional technique.
Okay.
You know, because there's this whole problem of the modernism, you know, which nobody knows what it means anyway. And everybody wants to be modern. And today there are no explanations about anything, not about painting and not about philosophy, modernism, yeah. And the artists really have the option to progress today. And Marcus is the most interesting art painter for me, because he does this since many years.
To try to progress?
To try to find a way to paint traditionally a painting of today. And you made a photograph of one of the paintings in the exhibition, which is more like a collage.
Yes.
Which exemplifies what he does, you know, because it is everything in modernism, but it uses oil color, you know. You have all kinds of space in the painting. I do not say that this is a solution. It's an old painting. It's 35 or so, 40 years old.
Yeah, but when we think about Maillol-Lupertz's work, we don't think about Maillol at all.
That's true. I mean, there are very few connections between these two artists. They're actually the opposite types. I would shorten it in saying Maillol is nature and Marcus is artificial. Mm-hmm. And that is an interesting thing, you know. And I figured somehow they have connections, very strong connections. For example, both do monuments. I mean, Denkmäler. Huh? And you can be speculative. I have no idea about his history of Maillol, but I know that Marcus, with his monuments, he does. I mean, for example, he did the Musée in Salzburg, public monument. Mm-hmm. He makes a Beethoven in Bonn, public monument, and many more. And Maillol did all these war memorials, you know, and for the modern times, the late sculpture of Maillol, I mean, he's famous for his early sculpture, of course, Maillol, huh? But the late sculpture touches modernism. You know, like if you remember this, I don't know which monument it is, the sculpture is called Air.
Yes.
No? It's surrealist, if you want. First, it's a ridicule idea to call a ton-heavy thing air, you know? And, you know, there are connections, you know, because I don't know the reasons why Maillol was forced, or if he liked monuments, or what the reason for the monuments is. I think it's like today. he got an offer, he needed the money, you know, and so he did it, you know. And
But Marcus called himself Marcus Maillol. What do you think about that? He did some work on purpose for the show, right?
He doesn't call himself Marcus Maillol. He did this story. I started to explain to you. It was we were totally drunk after dinner. We two, Marcus and I led him into the Tuileries because I knew the Maillol's there, positioned by Malraux in a genial way, which unfortunately was changed now, you know. It's now it doesn't look so interesting. But when we cannot find photographs, but I think it's our own fault. You know, I wanted photographs in the catalog of the old installation of Malraux, and we got totally euphoric for longer than an hour, drunk. Huh?
That's very cool.
And then later, I don't know how long later, but Marcus didn't do it next day or after a week or so. I think he let a year pass, and suddenly he made these drawings and the one painting existing. And the painting and the drawings have a signature which says Marcus Maillol. And since then he has a similar signature, you know. And Marcus has a similar signature to Maillol's signature. And all this is interesting to be told, I think, and to be used on the way to find the painting of today, you know. And I must say, for me, I'm an old guy now, and it's one of the few things which make pleasure for me to do shows like this. You know, it is my form of explaining without text. Huh? And of course, you know, I work on these shows. I mean, we found Gabriele for the text. She's a very good writer for explaining whatever needs to be explained, you know. And so I'm not as good. I cannot write. I only can do the show, and I think the result will be good. Of course, like usually the catalog is late and everything is complicated and blah, blah, blah. And so, but in the end, we have this show, we have this catalog, and you can pull it out and show it, you know?
Yes. Merci, monsieur.
Yeah.